You know, as I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this new moon in Scorpio and I'm getting the messages and I'm thinking about the last year and I'm going back to 2 years and I'm thinking, I don't know which was worse, 2017 or 2018. And this new moon is culminating all of this stuff coming together. We're not even done yet, but this is sort of the transformation, the shifting point. So, welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the modern day spiritual advisor. I use multiple modalities, including astrology, tarot, mediumship, hypnotherapy, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So, my gorgeous ones, first of all, I want to apologize if I'm not able to articulate this as well as I want to articulate it. I have a lot of things I want to say about what's going on with this new moon, but it's not just about this full moon, this new moon. It's about things that are happening along with it, these other aspects that are going on in the sky, where we're at in our phase of life. And so I apologize if I'm not able to articulate that well. I'm going to do my best. So I made myself a Gemini sun for a reason, right? So first I want to say, so as I was talking about before, 2017, 2018, 2016, I even want to say. 2016, things begin to change. Things that already changed 2014, 2015, we were kind of lost. With 2016, we thought we figured some stuff out. 2017, those things were not happening. And then 2018 came and we were sort of, yes, we're on target. Yes, we're going to do this stuff. And so we went on and started taking these actions, and then things got in the way. And then by the summer of 2018, even a little bit before then, in the spring of 2018, we began to sort of, we have these retrogrades. So what we thought we knew and where we thought we were going, all of a sudden we were like, wait a minute. Maybe I don't want to go there. Maybe I do want to go here. Maybe I don't. Maybe, and so we started really rethinking that. That was with all these retrogrades, starting in the spring of 2018 and then moving into the summer of 2018. And we had a lot of retrogrades, so we had a lot of thinking, a lot of introspecting, a lot of adjusting, a lot of amending them, a lot of revising. And so I know this is about the new moon in Scorpio, but I'm going to get to that. Bear with me. So all this reworking and amending and revising and all of that. And we're coming to this point, and especially with this full moon that we had in Taurus, this full moon that we last had in Taurus was about, what do we want? About finally getting our needs met, finally looking at what makes us comfortable, finally taking action, making choices in those things. But all year long, we've been making choices, right? We've been making choices since 2017, right? And so we're frustrated, and we're kind of at this point where we're like, is it coming? Is it ever coming? Are these things going to happen? And we needed, for a lot of us, to be at that place, because we, at the full moon in Taurus, had this sort of, okay, this is what makes me comfortable. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me safe. And this is what makes me secure. And I'm going to make the decisions. And I've been making the decisions. And I'm going to be courageous. And I'm going to do that. And you were doing that. You've been doing that. And even in the beginning of 2018, when those things were, going forth, and you were like, yeah, I got this. This is where I want to go. And this is what makes me comfortable, and this is what I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to do. And then things, if you didn't stop it, things were stopped for you, and you had to redirect, and you had to move here, and you had to go here, and you had to stop there, and that was all going on this year. And then we get to that full moon in Taurus, and we're really thinking about, okay, this is what makes me comfortable. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me secure. This is what I need. This is what I need, right? And then we get to this full moon in Scorpio, and we realize what we've sort of neglected is that, yes, we know what we want that makes us feel comfortable. We know what we want that makes us feel secure. We know what we want that's going to make us happy. But what we've forgotten is what we desire. And some of us really need to work on what we desire. We haven't cultivated that part. We were too busy wanting these things to make us feel comfortable because we think that's what makes us feel comfortable, right? But we forgot about the desire, the creativity, the thing with our authentic self, right? And so that's what I see in this new moon. There's a lot more to that, but that's what I see is this desire. What is it that we really desire? We need to bring that forth with our comfort and our security and our stability and the things that we want. And now things are lining up because our lives are going to be very, very different. I know we don't see that. I know some of us don't feel it. I know some of us can feel stuff coming. I know you feel like this change is coming, this big direction is coming, this thing is coming. I know you feel it. Some of you have had glimpses of it because you've been working really hard and you're taking the action and you're doing the stuff. And even when your life is like you keep going and something goes bam, you're like, nope, I'm gonna get up and do it again. Just redirect and tweak and rearrange, and I'm just gonna work it. I'm gonna work it, and you're sort of like, okay, when's it coming? When's it coming? So I know you're feeling like just depleted almost, right? And that's what this full moon's about. I'm sorry, this new moon's about. This new moon is about what we desire. What we desire along with the safety and security and the comfort. What we desire in relationships. What we desire with the people around us. What we desire in life. The transformation in that. It's time for us to change our perspective. And we have a lot of planets that are going to be supporting that. And I'll go over that in just a minute. So this new moon, we all know new moons are about new beginnings. This is where fate and destiny can step in. And you've been clearing and you've been moving and you've been directing and you've been taking action and you're just like, I don't see it. I want to see it. And I trust in the universe. I trust in God. I trust that there's a purpose. I trust that I have a reason. I trust. And I think that that God, source, oneness, spirit, what they want to remind you is that you're here for your desires as well. You're here to create desires as well, to have fun in that, to have that emotion in that. And that's why I began this with Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. That's why I'm doing the full moon here. So, and then the next will be I think it's the fire and then the air and water. The earth. So I'm going to make this one video because this intro is so long, but I just want everybody to kind of understand and get what's really going on with the bigger things, right? And so we know that the new moons are new beginnings. We know that new moons where fate and destiny can come in, but this is all culminating to what we've been working on, what we've been going through, what was in our way, and we directed and reworked and revised and all of that. And so the new moon in Scorpio is asking you to, now that you have this full moon in Taurus, where you had to decide what makes me comfortable and what makes me, happy and what makes me safe and what makes me feel, and who around me. So those people that are still in your life, that you haven't let go of or that they haven't gone, those people that have sort of been with you that you kind of know, yes, this is who I want in my life, these are the type of people, this is the type of character, I no longer have to give too much, I know where I'm at, I know myself more, I know the people around me more. This new moon is going to give us a chance to, because Scorpio wants relationships, whether it's in business, or whether it's in love, or whether it's with family, whatever it is in. Scorpio wants relationships that are empathetic, that are intense, that are deep, that are vulnerable, that are very intimate. And you are only going to have those people around you that are going to be that for you, that you are able to be that for. That's what this new moon is about. Carrying on. So the people that you meet now, the people that you've met since the full moon in Taurus, those people you are either going to get to that level with, where it's intimate, where it's vulnerable, where it's empathetic, where it's deep, right? Those people, if you already have them, you're doing that. You're working on that with them. That's this new full moon. But there are new people in your life, And they're only going to be around. And you're only going to allow that if it's going to be vulnerable, if it's going to be empathetic, if it's going to be deep. That's where this new moon is taking us. Now, obviously, for every sign, it's doing it in different areas of our life. But that's because that part of our life needed to be cultivated to understand that desire, right? It's that desire that we didn't look at. It's that desire. Yes, we said, I want money. I want to feel safe. I want a love relationship. But that's because you were mentally thinking that is what makes you secure. But what was your desire? What came from your heart? What are those things and those people and those situations and those relationships that you desire? That's what they're asking you to cultivate, because where you're going is on a new adventure. And to go on this new adventure, you have to have this solid foundation of who's around you, of what's around you, of the way that you handle people, of the way that people handle you, of the way that you have relationships, of the way that you have your money, of the way that you have with your family. That this is what this new full moon is, this new moon is about, right? Scorpio is about partnership. It's about relationships, but Scorpio only wants them deep, vulnerable, empathetic, intimate. That's how Scorpio works, right? So, in this new moon, we want those people around us that understand what we desire, understand what we want, understand and are empathetic to us, as well as us to them. It's this mutual relationship because we have Venus in Libra, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Somebody gave me a very interesting perspective, which I love. I'm always willing. If y'all see something that I don't see in the charts, please tell me, because then I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. Because I look at so many things that I forget. So I'll talk about that in a minute, where we have Saturn in Capricorn, we have Venus in Libra, we have Jupiter moving into Sagittarius, we have the North Node in Cancer, we have Neptune in Pisces. We have all these planets that are going to be home, right? That are going to be in their signs that they love. So new beginnings. So if it's not about, for you right now at this time, and again, in this new full moon, I keep saying full moon, sorry, because I keep thinking about the full moon in Taurus. In this new moon, if it's not about relationships, if it's not about, like, a lot of you have had to think, do I want a relationship? Am I willing to go deep with someone? Am I willing to do that again? Am I willing to have those people around me and it get messy, and am I willing to do that? Like, it's a decision for everybody. Everybody's on their own path, and that's what we've been sort of doing these past, 7, 8, 5 years. But we're getting to these phases that we're ending. We're ending these phases in Venus, in Jupiter, in the North Node. Like, we're ending these phases and moving to this new place that we've seen for a long time, right? And so if it's not about the relationships for you, then it's about new beginnings and how to make your money, and how you're going to spend your money, and what do I truly, deeply desire with finances, with money, with lifestyle, with the way that I want my life, right? What's my desire, right? The things that you really deeply want. And this is what this new moon is about. But it's in culmination to all this stuff that's happened in 2016, 2017. Some of you, 2014, 2015, we talked about Pluto. Saturn came in here. Saturn changed signs. Jupiter was in Scorpio. We're looking deep. We're taking the layers out, right? Venus is retrograde right now. And then Mercury's going to go retrograde, which is a whole other thing. So this new moon in Scorpio is this time to change this perspective, this time to sort of, now that you've made your choice and you did it in the full moon in Taurus, this new moon is about stepping into that. This new moon is about stepping into your desire. This new moon is really about getting over your fears. This new moon is about getting over the fear of, and again, I wrote some of this down because I've just been like writing and talking, channeling. It's a time to get over your fears. It's a time to get over your fears about relationships. It's a time to get over your fears about money. It's a time to get over your fears about family. It's a time to get over your fears about your friendships and about, the life that you want. It's like, I see the life that I want, but can I really get to that? I see the life that I want, but can I take the right steps? Am I going to do the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? What am I doing? Like, this whole year has been about that, right? And now that we know, we've had so long to think about it. We've had since 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 comes and we're ready. And then the retrogrades hit us and we're like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought I knew what I wanted, but maybe I don't want that. And then let me tweak. But maybe I do kind of want that, but maybe I want something else too, right? And so 2018, after all these retrogrades hit, and we amended and revised and reworked and really looked, and we've been doing so much, and you've been so brave and so courageous and so action oriented and so committed to your convictions, right? And this is the time. And even though you had been and these things had been like getting in your way, this is the time where you've made the decision. No, this is what I really truly desire. This is what this new moon's about. What do I really truly desire? Because my life is going to change. Everybody's life is going to change. This is not only on the micro level, on a personal level. This is, you can see it globally. You can see it. You can see the economies of not just America, but Europe. You can see all the economies. You can see them all fluctuating. You can feel something's changing. You can feel something's changing. I told you guys, Uranus, now he's moved back into Aries, but he's going to be moving into Taurus again, right? He's just retrograde. He's just making sure. He's like everything else. It's time to make that choice. Some of you have made that choice, but for some of you, it's time to step in. It's time to get over that fear. And Uranus has come. He is moving back into Taurus for 7.5 years. And in the 7.5 years, it's about becoming stable. It's about becoming safe. It's about becoming comfortable. It's about feeling like you're home. That's what it's about. And that's on the outside. That's what's going to be going on the outside. So this new moon is also about getting over the fear of how you make your money, of what you want to do with your money, of how you want to spend your money, of who you want your relationships with, of how you want your relationships with, of how you want to be treated, right? And this is the time right now that we're going to give it all. We're going to give it all. We're going to say, this is what I want. And I am not going to stop until I get it. That's what this is about. And the universe, God, source, oneness, your higher self, the universe itself is here to support you. And they're saying, you are going to change. Your exterior, your life, the things around you, the people around you, they are going to change. You're going to have a very different life. In order to do that, we wanted you to check in and make sure that you brought your desire as well. That you, not only the safety and the comfort and the security and all of that, not only having people leave your life and having people come in your life and really negotiating and feeling out and what you want and who you want. And do I want relationships? Do I not want relationships? Do I need a partner? Do I want a partner? Do I not want a partner? Not only that, we wanted to make sure that your desires are being met. That's what this is about. And in January, there's going to be another big thing going on. In January, we're going to have to commit. January is about committing. And we'll talk about that in December. But right now for this new moon, let's see how it's in Scorpio. But it's going to be trining, and it's going to be at 8:02 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8, 9, 10, 11:02 a.m. Eastern Time. See how it's trining. It's trining Chiron. It's trining Neptune. Right? This new moon is trining Neptune. Sorry. Jupiter's trining Chiron. This new moon is trining Neptune. So trining Neptune. Neptune in Pisces. Home. The past. Home. Thinking about... Neptune is home. And it's thinking about the past. And it's bringing this up. This is the past. So in order to have these new beginnings, coming to terms with your past, you're never going to forget your past. I won't say you won't get over it, because you will. It takes time. It takes a change of perception. But there is a way to get through your past. You'll never forget it. It's part of you. You're not meant to forget it. But it is part of you. So you don't want to forget it. It made you who you are today, right? But there are some things in your past that and this is what this new moon's about. This change in perception, this change in understanding. Jupiter's here. This growth, this change in perception, this higher understanding of why you went through that, what you went through that, so that you can come to some peace, so that you can come to some resolution. Not that you need somebody to come and tell you to close it, so that you can understand for your peace of mind, for your resolution, for your peace, for your comfort, for your safety, for your desire, so that that can bloom, right? That's what this Neptune is about. This Neptune trining. It's like, I need to, in order to go where I see myself going, in order to have the desires, in order to have the life that I want, I must resolve this. I must resolve this thing, these relationships, these things from my past. But it doesn't mean that we can't do both at the same time. And I think that's what's happening here too, is that there's a different way to do this. Because I know that some people believe you'll never get over your past. No, I believe that you can. I believe that you can come to some peace with it. But it takes a change in perception, right? And so this new moon in that, there's something that's holding you back still. There's something in that past. That's what this Neptune is about. This last that's what this Neptune trining this new moon. Something from your past that you need to come to some resolution, that you need to come to some peace, that you need this change in perception, right? This change in perception. So again, this new moon is about what I truly desire. What do I truly desire? We know what we want, what makes us comfortable, what makes us feel secure, what makes us happy. But what do we truly desire? That's what Scorpio is asking us in this new moon, right? And that it's time to change your perception, change your perspective. This is what the new moon in Neptune, or the new moon trining Neptune is about. Changing the perspective, changing your perception, coming to some understanding, having this growth, right? And then we have this Venus in Libra. So it's retrograde now. It's going to be in Libra. It's in its home. Jupiter's moving into Sagittarius. It's going to be in its home. Capricorn's in its home. Saturn's in its home. Neptune's in its home. The North Node is going into Cancer, which is all about home. So when I look at these planets and where they're placed and how they're going back home and how they're going to be home and how they feel comfortable and they feel at ease and they feel better and they produce in those homes because that's where they're used to, that's what they like, that's the energy that they want. This is what I see with us, is that we are about to go on an adventure, right? This is this new moon. We're about to go on the adventure. But in order to go on the adventure, we needed to bring what makes us safe, what makes us secure, what do we desire? It's like going on your vacation, right? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel secure? What makes you feel happy? But also, what do you desire, right? Desire, where are we going? What do I desire? That's where we're going. But what we don't understand, or haven't completely understood, is that it's like when you go on a vacation, you have all that. What makes me feel safe? What makes me feel secure? What makes me feel happy? What am I desiring? And then you get to this vacation place and you realize that that's your home. You realize, and some of you realize, I've never felt better. This is the place I should be, right? Have you ever had that? Where you go to a place and you're like, this feels like home. This feels like peace. This feels like comfort. This feels like, this is what I desire. This is what I want. That's the adventure that you're going on. That's the adventure we're all going on, right? And this new moon is about this beginning to that. But there's some things like Neptune in Pisces that we need to resolve, that we need to change perspective in, that we need to have some understanding, right? And so us moving into that time, or us moving into that place of what we desire, what we want, what makes us feel comfortable, this adventure that we're going on, it's only to discover that we're going to be our true, authentic selves. That we're going to a place where it's about who we always were, who we've always been, what we wanted to be in this life. That's where we're headed. That's what's going to be coming up in 2019, 2020. That all of that, your lives are about to change. This is where I feel safe. This is where I feel comfortable. This is what I desire. This is who I am. This is who I am. That's where we're headed. And this is the beginning of that. This is one more step. This is the beginning. This is the universe showing you, right? And so I'll begin with Scorpio, because this new moon is in your house. It is about you deciding in your whole life, all around you, what makes me happy. Physically, who are the people around me that make me happy? How are the relationships that I want? This is in your first house. How are the relationships? Do I have the people that I want around me? These new people that are here, am I going to go deep with them? Are they going to be around? Are they not? This is what you're deciding. But let me tell you, the people that are coming in now are most likely going to stay if they're going to be deep, intense, and empathetic. It's only if they can go deep with you. It's only if they can be empathetic to you. And you to them, right? Because this is Libra. This is that balancing. This is Venus, right? It's going to be balanced. It's going to be all of that, right? And so for you guys, it's in your first house. So it's this me. Who am I? What am I? What do I want? Where am I going? So these new beginnings are about something coming in, releasing something from the past, or coming to terms with something from the past, so that these new beginnings can come in for you, right? These new beginnings can and this is your first house, so it can manifest in a very physical way for you, because this is the physicalness, right? So these new beginnings, look for that. I also have that new moon rituals or steps to take to manifest. You want to use that video. I'll put that video up in the eye icon up here. I think it's here or here. I'm not really sure. So that's for you, Scorpio. Now, in Cancer, this is going to be in your second, third, fourth, and your fifth house. What you desire, right? Your fifth house of creativity. Your fifth house of what comes from your heart. Your fifth house. Just like Scorpio in their first house. In your fifth house, your children. What you created, what you want to create. You've been working on this for 2 years, for a year. You've been thinking about it for 2. You've been working on it for a year. This is what, and you could have some things come through to help support you in this, to help you understand this, to help you feel this. Because this is the one thing I want to say about you water signs. This is about you feeling this. Use your power. Your power is water. Your power is empathy. Your power is, so your ability is empathy, is being empathetic to yourself, to others, to feel, to emotionally feel, right? So feel, this is for you to feel. This is for you to feel better. This is for you to feel what your heart desires. This is for you to, this is support from the universe that you've created from your heart of what you desire, right? That's for you, Cancer. And then we have Pisces, right? So Pisces, this is going to be in your, sorry, I'm trying to like make sure I got everything. Pisces, this is going to be in your 12th, 11th, 10th, in your 9th house. Change in perception, change in understanding, higher learning, new beginnings in that. New beginnings in this understanding. This is where Neptune is trining this new moon. There's something that you're needing to understand from your past so that this new stuff can come in that you're desiring. You did the choices that you needed to do. You made the choices that you needed to make with the Taurus full moon. You'd already made a lot of choices at the beginning of the year, but then it kind of got all haywire because we had all these retrogrades that had to tweak and revise and rework, right? But now it's really the universe saying, don't forget what's your desire. Bring your desire in. There's something you're needing to release, maybe a relationship, maybe someone, but there's something, there's a change in perspective, there's a change in understanding, there's this change that needs to happen so that you can have this full moon. New moon. I keep saying full moon, sorry. This new moon, this new beginning. Because where you're going is going to be very different than where you've been. Where you're going is going to be your true, authentic self. Your true, your deepest desires, feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling that, right? Feeling. This is what you want to do, okay? So that's for Scorpio, that's for Pisces, and that's for Cancer. Next we'll move on to Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So Aries, this is going to be in your 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th. Your 8th house, but this is your 12th house, right? This is your past. This is completing something. Your 12th house is all about completing something. So there could be this completion in something of an understanding. Maybe it was in a past life. Maybe it was from childhood. This understanding where this is to be able to have this new beginning of where you're wanting to go. Maybe it's a new business. Maybe it's with a new partner. Maybe it's a new marriage, and you're sharing resources because that's the 8th house. Maybe it's this new loan that's going to get you to this thing that you've desired from your heart, right? Maybe it's inheritances that you get. Maybe it's tax that you're dealing with. Whatever this is, maybe it's that your spouse is dealing with this. Maybe this new beginning is that your spouse gets this raise or your partner gets this raise, and then you can do what you deeply desire, right? So don't forget, it's not only about the safety and security and the comfort and the happiness, but it's about your desire. That's for you, Aries. Then in Sagittarius, this is going to be in your 12th house. This is completions. This is a new beginning that you're going to complete an old something. It's completing this phase for you to move into this next phase. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying for all of us, is that and because we have Saturn, because we have Pluto, because we have Mars, all these planets are telling me this 8-year cycle, this 12-year cycle, we're coming to all these different cycles. In Venus, we've got this 8-year cycle. We have this 12-year cycle. Jupiter in Sagittarius hasn't come in 12 years. It hadn't been home in 12 years, right? So it's 12-year cycle. Saturn hasn't been in Capricorn for how many years? It's like all these cycles are ending and you're going into this new place. So Sagittarius with that 12th house, that new moon in the 12th house, you have miracles, you have destiny, you have fate, you have completions, you have ending of something so that you can begin something else. There is something from your past. Remember, this Neptune in Pisces, right? And this is in your 2nd, 3rd, 4th house. There's something from your past that shook you up from who you were and how you were and where you came from and where you wanted to go. This shook you up. There's something there that you need to revisit, understand, change the perception, come to some peace with. Maybe it was that somebody was doing it for you. Maybe it was that you felt comfortable and safe and secure and your desires were being met through someone else. And maybe that was shaken up. And then you realize, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be doing this myself, not someone else. Maybe that was the 4th house for you, right? Maybe it was that you understand that you can do this on your own. This is what this journey's been about for you. You can do this on your own. And so this is the universe supporting you. This is God. This is Source. This is oneness. Saying, get over the fear. Step into your true authentic self. You've made your choices. Now keep it moving. Keep going. Because you're going to have to commit soon. And you're going to have to put your all in. And these things are going to begin to appear. And I know we're all at the place where we don't believe these things are ever coming. I can feel it. I feel it too. Like we all feel it. Like we've been working so hard and we've been making these decisions and we've been doing and doing. And you have so much faith, Sagittarius. You have so much faith that even in the bleakest times like now, you still have faith. You still have faith. But you just keep wondering, when is it coming? It's coming. It's like this next year. It's like this is the new beginning. This is the start. This is just one start, because we have many starts coming, right? We have other new moons coming, but this is the one area in your life right now, this new moon, what you desire. The desire, whatever you desire is coming through. Don't forget about your desire. I know that a lot of us are making decisions that we thought we were coming from our desire, but some of us were making decisions about what we thought would make us happy, comfortable, safe, secure from our head, not what we truly desire. It's like, well, I want to have that because that's what I want, because it's going to make me feel safe, because it's make me feel secure, because it's make me feel happy, right? But then we forget about our desire. Like, what about love? What about partnerships? What about deep, deep relationships with people, right? That's our desires too. Don't forget about those desires. And do we want those? Do we want those in our life? Did we come here to experience those? And some of us, did we come here to experience more than one, right? That's what this is about for you guys. And then we have Leo, who comes from the heart. You only work from the heart, right? And so this new moon is new beginnings happening in your first, second, third, fourth house. This new moon is happening in your fourth house. So you have new beginnings in this fourth house about who you are, about what you desire to make you happy, to make you fulfilled, to make you feel safe, to help you feel secure, right? And use all three of you, fire signs, use your abilities. Your ability is passion. Your ability is love. Your ability is faith. Your actual ability is to be able to move energy. You're fire. You can move energy. You have passion to be able to move energy in the direction that you want it. That can manifest what you want, right? But the reason you hadn't been able to manifest what you wanted was because we needed to go back and peel the layers of what we really wanted. We need to go back and peel the layers of what we really desired, right? What do we really desire? Are we desiring that because we want that other person to fail? Are we desiring that because it's anger? Are we desiring that because it's love? Are we desiring that because we want to be better? What are we desiring it for? That's what all this was about in these last 2 years, right? And so, Leo, this is in your fourth house. You have new beginnings coming to help you feel, to help you move the energy into new beginnings with what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel secure, why am I who I am, who is my true authentic self, who is my true authentic self, with my wants and my needs and my desires, with the relationships that I have around me, with the relationships that I don't have any longer, because there is something from your past with this Neptune in Pisces. This Neptune in Pisces is asking you to change your perception, to come to some peace, to come to some understanding, so that you can attain these new desires, these new things that are happening in your life, because you too, Leo, are going in a different life. You too are going to have a very different life. Everybody is. Very different life than what it's been. And so with this past, this is in your 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th. In your past, this could have had to do with a past marriage, a past partnership of some sort. The resources dealing with that. Are people in my life because they're using me? Am I in their life because I'm using them? There's something that you're needing to understand about other people's resources. Can I attain other people's resources? Am I valuable enough to do that, right? Like, am I valuable enough to get a loan? Am I valuable enough to go to school so that am I valuable enough to have this inheritance? Am I valuable enough to have this partner who makes more money than me? Like, that's what you're trying to decide. There's something in your past that you're trying to resolve and understand and have some peace about, so that you can have this new beginning to make yourself, to help you understand that you can feel safe, that you can feel secure, that you can have happiness, and that you can have your desires, That's what this is about for you, Leo, right? And so the next are Capricorn. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Capricorn. The new moon is going to be happening in your 11th house. You have new beginnings. You have new beginnings with groups. You have new beginnings with influential people. You have new beginnings with this hard work that you've done with your career. If you're in career, if you're retired, then it's the people in the groups around you. It's the influential people around you. It's the internet. It's this house of gains. You have new beginnings in that, right? This is what this is about. Where am I going? What do I want? Who's my true authentic self? Just what I said in the very beginning. But this has to do with this trine. There's an opportunity here to resolve something, to have a change of perception. So because where you're going, this needs to have some peace, right? You don't want to move into this new direction and have this lingering. You don't want that, right? And this is in your 3rd house, having to do with your siblings, having to do with media, having to do with paperwork, having to do with that stuff. Like, is there something that you're needing to do regarding paperwork? Maybe it's some case that you're needing to like resolve. Like, I don't know why I'm getting that, but maybe it's a case that you're needing to resolve. Like, you actually need to put some forth into it, some effort into it, or decide, okay, I'm not going to do that. Like, maybe somebody did you wrong and you actually can do this, but you're trying to decide, should I do it or should I not? It's a lot of energy or not. Like, I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting. Because it's the 3rd house, administration, paperwork, communication. Maybe it's the way that you're communicating with people. Maybe it's the way that people are communicating with you. Remember, the relationships that you're going to have now are only going to go into this. They're only going to be around you if it's deep, intense, empathetic, vulnerable, intimate, right? That's how it's going to, they're going to be around you, or they're not going to be around you, right? That's kind of, you've let go of a lot of people. People have walked out of your life. You've had to be forced to like let go of people. It's been a hard 2-3 years for you guys. And there's this one perception. There's this one change. There's this one thing that needs to get resolved moving forward so that you can have this life that you desire, so that you can have this, right? Okay. Then we're moving to Taurus. Taurus, we had this full moon in your sign. It was about getting my own needs met. What do I want? What do I need? What makes me feel comfortable? What makes me feel secure? And now we have this new moon from that full moon, right? In your opposite sign, in the 7th house, in relationships. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just making sure. So in the 7th house of relationships, you have these new beginnings. These people in your life are only going to be in your life if they've been in your life, if you've kept them in your life since this full moon in your sign, then you're going to make those deeper. You're working on making those more intimate. You're working on making those empathetic, where it's deep, where it's intense, where it's vulnerable, where it's intimate, where it's understanding each other, right? That's these people that have lasted through this full moon in Taurus. In this new moon, you have other people coming in. You have other situations. This is about relationship. This is about boundaries. But what is it that you desire? That's what Scorpio wants to know. What is it that you desire? You can have what you desire. This is what you come to. You can have what you desire. But there's this past thing. There's this thing in Neptune and Pisces, right? Having to do with groups, having to do with people, having to do with maybe influential people, having to do with maybe bosses, having to do with maybe people on the internet. Maybe you met someone on the internet and they showed you a very different way. But there's this change in perception, this almost forgiving yourself, right? That's what I'm getting for you guys. It's like, I'm allowed to make a mistake. I am only human, and I need to forgive myself for something. That's what I'm feeling. This change in this understanding, this peace that you're coming to. Yes, I had it hard when I was young. Yes, I've always had it hard, but I don't always have to have it hard. Maybe that was just the way that I wanted to do it in the beginning because I grew into this. What's my true, authentic self? Who am I? That's what you've been doing these last 2-3 years. Who am I? Who am I really? What do I really want? Who do I want around me? That's what this is about for you. So then we go to Virgo. Virgo, this is in your third house. So this new moon, you have new beginnings with, maybe it's relationships with your siblings. Maybe it's in the media. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's some sort of paperwork that you're having to do to get to this next level. It's in this third house, but this is stuff that you've worked on. This is finally you've already made the decision. Now it's having these people around you and having these things around you and having this life that you're going to step into, right? What you really desire, who you really desire around you, right? That's what these new beginnings are about. But it has to do with this past, this Neptune and Pisces, right? This trine here. It has a lot to do with all of it, with Venus here, with Jupiter moving into here. But Jupiter is expanding this house. So Jupiter and then Mercury retrograde in here. This is a change in perception. And this Neptune and Pisces, this is in your 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. In shared resources, in other people's money. This has to do, a lot of you, with relationships with others and other people's money, and then people at work. That's what I'm seeing with a lot of you. These new relationships, where I want to go, this past relationship, what happened, what somebody did to you, what you did to somebody. You know, there's something that you need to change, that you need to come to some peace about. There's an opportunity here to do that so that you can have these new beginnings, right? And that's what this new moon is for you. Then we have, last but not least, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And Aquarius, this is going to be happening in your 10th house. This is a big, big, big thing for you guys, right? This new moon. You have been working on this and working on this and working on this and thinking about it for 2, 3, 4 years, some of you. Some of you were thinking about it, it went away, came back, went away, came back, went away, made your decision. You made your decision, and then in 2018, you were like, yes, I'm doing it. And you did it, and then you got stopped, and things went awry. And then we had to, like, change, and we had to tweak, and then we got in our heads too much. You got in your heads too much. And then these retrogrades came, and you were like, you thought you knew what you wanted, but you're like, oh, wait a minute, what do I've been thinking about that, but how am I going to do that, and what do I want? Like, that's what this was all about this summer. Getting out of your head, really working it, really understanding, really planning it out, really doing it. Then you made your decision in this full moon in Taurus, where you made your decision about, all right, this is what makes me feel comfortable. This is what makes me feel safe. This is what makes me feel happy. This is what's going to do it. This is what's going to do it. And a lot of you forgot the desire. What am I really desiring as well? I know what's going to make me feel happy. I know what's going to make me feel secure. I know what's going to make me feel safe. I know what it's going to take. I know where I see myself. I know. But what you've forgotten is what you desire as well. And so this is about your desire. What is it that you truly desire? Do you truly desire to have a partner? Do you truly desire to have a business partner, a love partner? Do you truly desire to have a family? In your 10th house, this is your house of your career, of your accolades. Are you going to step into that? Are you going to be in the public eye? Are you going to, this is Jupiter growing in here, growing this house, making it bigger for you, doing all the work. These retrogrades stumped you, and then you thought, well, I can't, and I thought I was going to be able to do it, and I'm usually able to manifest, but I can't manifest anything. But this is what this is about after making those decisions in full moon in Taurus, right? Now it's time to get over the fear. Get over the fear. Get over the fear. Get out of your head. Know how you want to spend your money. Get over the fear about spending money. Get over the fear about having money. Get over the fear about having attention. Get over the fear about being in the public eye. Get over the fear about doing your true, authentic self. Get over the fear. That's the main thing I'm getting. Get over the fear. You can be your true, authentic self. And you can be in the public eye and still have a relationship as well. You can have what you desire, not what you think that you should have to make you feel happy, safe, comfortable, secure, but also what you desire. But there's something from your past There's something about the value that you have in yourself, about the value that you thought you placed in someone else, that you thought made you feel valuable, and then realized that only you can make you feel valuable. But there's this change in perception, there's this change in understanding, there's this change that needs to happen, that needs to be resolved, that needs to have some understanding so that you can get some peace. Because where you're going, you want a solid foundation. You don't want to carry this with you. You don't want to. And the universe is supporting you. God is supporting you. These planets are supporting you. All of this is supporting you. This is what this is about for you. Then Gemini. Gemini, you're so easily adaptable, but it's time to make that choice. It's time to step into who you really are. Because if things don't work out one way, and that's what was happening this summer, oh, well, it's okay, maybe I'm not supposed to do that, I'll just do this, right? But what do you desire? You have to stick to something. You have to say this is who you are. You have to find, you were trying to find your true authentic self. You're still trying to understand who that is, what that's about. You kind of know for sure, but this is about sticking to it. This is in your 6th house. This is in understanding that your desire can be in your everyday life and can be incorporated in your health, in your nutrition, in the way, in your lifestyle, in the way that you make your choices, these new beginnings, these deep relationships, these people around you. You can have that where people don't drain you, where you're not having to adapt to people but be your true authentic self every day in and out. I hope for all of you Geminis, I'm a Gemini sun, right? I'm an Aquarius ascending. I have a lot of Aquarian in me. I'm a Sagittarius moon, but I'm a Gemini sun, right? And it wasn't until I was in my 20-year marriage that I understood that I didn't have to be anybody but me. And I hope for you guys, this is my hope, that all of you come to this place where you can be your true authentic self in a partnership, in a relationship. Because you can. Even being a Gemini, you can, right? That's what I hope for you. But what is that? Who is that? Who are you? Who's your true authentic self? Who did you want to be here in this lifetime? What did you want to experience? This is what this is about. Incorporating that into your daily life. Understanding that. But you have to come to some peace, some understanding about what happened here. This is in your 12th, 11th, and your 10th house. Maybe it was in a change in a career. Maybe it was a relationship that you had in the career. Maybe it was understanding that it was a different career. There was something from your past, something that you're trying to understand, something that you're trying to come to peace with, something that you're saying, did I make the wrong decision? Did I make the right decision? My life is very different than it used to be. I'll give you an example. A lot of you don't know. I guess some of you that have been with me forever, you kind of know. But those of you that are brand new, you don't know. I was an executive in medical research for almost 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Yeah. Very, very, very different work than I do now. Very, very different. Very different. That's the Gemini. Did I do the right thing? Am I in the right field? Did I do the right thing? That's just to give you a scenario, right? That's just to give you, like, maybe that's what you're dealing with. There's something from your past, something from your, and I'll give you the answer to me. My understanding is I had to do that before I did this. Because being in the science and the medical field, especially in genomics medicine, I was in genomics medicine, especially in genomics medicine, especially being able to see the advancements and the things that you guys don't, that actually are just coming out, some of them now. Just being able to understand all that, being able to do all that, being able to research, being able to do that stuff, being able to be around all those types of people, right? That's what made me who I am today. That's what helped me understand all of that to be able to do my work here. That makes sense? Right? So maybe it's some peace and some understanding that you need to have within yourself about your career, about where you were, about what happened, so that you can move into this new place, so that you can move into what you desire, what made you, not just what made you feel comfortable, these deeper relationships. Do I want a deep relationship? Can I ever have a deep relationship? Can I have a deep relationship? You know, Can I go under the surface and be so vulnerable and be so empathetic and be so... Empathy is not a problem with you guys. It's the vulnerability. Can I be vulnerable? Can I be intense? Can it be deep with someone? Even if it's a business partner, even if it's a love partner, even if it's my family members, can I do it? Right? Can you do it? Yes, you can. But that's what you're trying to understand. That's what you're trying to decide. But that's this change in perception too. That's this understanding. That's this growth, right? You have these new beginnings. You have this very new life that's coming. Very, very new life that's coming. It's been a long time coming. 2019 and 2020 is going to be very different. And I'm telling you, not just for us, but the globe, the world. We're going into a very different era. All right, my beautiful ones. And last but certainly not least are my lovely, beautiful balancing Libras. For you guys, it's in the second house of value. Who am I? What do I value? What do I value about my true self? Who am I? What makes me feel valuable? What is my desire? Not what just other people want and balancing that out, but what I want. So in this full moon in Taurus, what made me feel happy? What makes me feel secure? What makes me feel safe? What makes me feel comfortable, right? The money, the people, the relationships, right? But did you forget your desire? What do you truly desire? Is there a way to truly get what you want and also balance that out with whatever somebody else wants? And that's very true. Because you can do this where you have relationships where you're balancing the relationship. Let me see if I can get this right, because they're showing me. Where you're balancing this relationship, but you're not truly getting what you want. You're giving in a lot to be able to keep the balance, right? But when you are your true authentic self and you understand that all you should be is you, then you will attract those people that will be in balance with you. And you don't have to change and you don't have to give up something and they don't either. Like, not you trying to balance everything. That makes sense? But what is it that you desire? What is it that you desire, right? And there's something in your past with this Neptune in Pisces, in your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth house, in this daily activity, in this health and well-being, in this lifestyle that you have or had. There's this perception, there's this understanding, there's this peace that needs to come about from that. Okay? So my gorgeous ones, I hope this helps. I know I went in real deep. I hope I was able to articulate this correctly. Please comment down below. Let me know if you like this style. I'm evolving too. I'm changing too. I'm doing it all, but I am not leaving YouTube. I don't know why people think I'm leaving YouTube. I'm not leaving YouTube. In fact, I'm going to be doing a live very soon on someone else's channel, and I'll let you guys know. As the videos come out, I'm just kind of giving you a teaser, but she's a very beautiful, beautiful woman, and I really want you guys to go see her videos too. I love you, love you, love you. Let me know in the comments below what's going on. What do you desire? What's been going on? What do you need to let go of? You know, put it in the comments below. I see that all of you guys talk to each other. You never know who's going through the same thing that you're going through, and maybe that's the change in perception that you need. So be vulnerable, be empathetic, be deep, be intense. That's what this group is about. This is what we desire, right? I love you, love you, love you. Bye.